Martin Luther King Jr. once wrote, "We are not makers of history. We are made by history." Truer words about my life had not been spoken. I was only a young boy when the troubles in my country began, and at 14 years of age, I lost my freedom, my family, and my citizenship, my identity, and even my name. But above all, these very real and tangible losses I suffered, the worst loss of all is simply being forgotten. To be removed and isolated from all aspects previously associated with being human and all activities historically and traditionally associated with humanity. To realize the enemy has taken you away from any future opportunity for joy and nurturing human relation is the most tragic loss of all. You become a ghost, human only in your biology. Your awareness and consciousness is no longer among the living. You exist to pass time only until quite literally you join the ghostly realm. Now understand that what I am about to say is a very radical statement, but my captors also became ghosts, for they also have now abandoned their humanity as well. And when a nation creates a war machine and becomes the perpetrator of such inhuman crimes, the nation itself risks losing its humanity. Some people think it is strange for a Holocaust survivor to have embraced his healing initiative in Germany, but I do not. It seemed to me right from the first day after the war until today, the only possible option, my healing is forever linked with Germany's healing. One may be on the free side of the fences or camp walls, but that freedom is illusory. To bind others, one must also be bound. In this way, I can completely realize too and understand why my search for healing is also Germany's search for healing. We are not separate in this process. That's why I could not be happier about the documentary you are about to see. German filmmaker Beatrice Zonnhüter has captured the essence of my struggles and the profound healing journey. I have also traveled leading right up to our conversation today. For me to speak to you today is of course an honor, but it is also unimaginable because if you were to see me at age 14 being taken away with my family in a cattle wagon headed for Auschwitz, well, not only did I think I might never return to my village in Hungary, but I wondered if I would ever return to the place of the living, much less become a man who would one day speak to people who might actually want to hear what he has to say. The Nazis began to carry out their final solution in Hungary in 1944, and by the time the smoke has cleared, over 500,000 Hungarian Jews from 800,000 who lived there before the war would be murdered, including my mother, sister, and stepfather. So the odds were against me, to say the least. In fact, at least 3 times before the age of 16, I should have died. I have been imprisoned, brutalized, starved, slaved, and shot. So there is no logical or plausible explanation as to why I stand here before you except for the miraculous and defiant acts of kindness by a few people I encountered during my time in the camps. People who also happen to be German. And I would not be here today without them. Small acts of love often hold greater power. And this is the wonderful and the challenging part of my story. As a teenage survivor of Auschwitz, Dachau, and other subcamps in Dachau, including Mühldorf and the death train, I was forced to ride in the last days of the war. You will soon learn much more about this form, the documentary. One would think that I have nothing but hatred for Germany and the German people, and that might have been the case if not for 3 particularly Germans who defied the Nazi hatred with unbelievable kindness. Martin Fuchs, Agnes Riesch, and Barbara Huber. Martin Fuchs offered me encouragement, friendship, and liverwurst sandwich. When I worked at the railroad station in Karlsruhe near Allach, Agnes Riesch gave me bread, money, and her food vouchers in Dachau. She addressed me as dear son Lazarus. In complete defiance of the SS guards, I might add, they told her, if you keep this up, we will put you in here. She told them, I don't care, I'm old. They never touched her, by the way. Barbara Huber, from the kitchen of her small farmhouse in Bavaria, reached out to me and 3 other ghostly survivors, nothing but skin and bones, barely alive, who had fled the death train during the Poing massacre, serving us the most delicious bread, butter, and milk I have ever tasted. Barbara Hoover, like Agnes Riesch before her, considered me her son, an emaciated, half-dead teenage Jewish concentration camp prisoner, was also her son. No, I did not learn Barbara Huber's name for more than 65 years. But she, Martin Fuchs, and Agnes Riesch never left my memory for one day. You see, when you are oppressed and put in that position of being on the receiving end, quite literally, genocide, it is very easy to hate the people that did this to you. And many people would say that hatred was entirely justified, even necessary to be returned in kind. But for me, that was not the case, because these 3 kind Germans put seeds of hope in my mind and love in my heart, showing me that all Germans were not the same. All 3 helped to save more than just my body for nourishment in more than food, but thoughts and feelings too. And most importantly, they helped keep me from the Nazi mindset of hatred. Just as so many people in Germany today have continued this legacy, love by linking my healing journey with their own. I have learned that only love can conquer hatred. But love, let me remind you, serve us better as a verb rather than a noun. To say, to think, to wish love is good, but to act, to feel, to experience love is better. Because I can tell you, when you rescue the heart of a child, just as my heart was rescued all those years ago in any similarly desperate circumstances, you save the life of the adult who will then carry for the rest of his or her life instead of a message of hate, a message of love, and one that will resonate and touch many other lives. In the last few years, I have come together with so many people from all over the world for whom my story has found powerful resonance, and there has been no greater happiness and healing for me to experience than to gain the understanding of young people who can relate to my story, young people who truly seek a better world, especially the German students I have spoken for the last 3 years as an honored guest in the country that once sought to exterminate me. Now I am honored, respected, acknowledged, loved, and definitely not forgotten. This is the unimaginable miracle that has made me whole. So now you are about to see a documentary film that chronicles a short period during the last days of my imprisonment. But the one message I want you to walk away with, which is my life's message, is no matter what healing and wholeness are always possible, we no longer need to pretend we are all separate. We can indeed face the sometimes brutal but also beautiful greater reality that we are all connected, and that freedom from hatred truly is possible. Thank you very much.